En realidad debería mirar quién puñetas me queda de subirle cosas. A Caspar le tengo que subir, pero...
I think I'll get it next.
A ver, puñetazo y hachazo. Venga, dale al puño.
Thanks for your...
Bernadetta, Ashe, Silva y Mercedes, sí. Colisteano subido. A ver. Esta tenía competencia de espada. Curioso. Esta suele ser maga oscura, de todas formas. Qué pereza me da subirla a este señor. ¿Para qué? ¿Qué gasto? ¿En serio? Y dos. Me quedan dos. Silva y...
No.
Ahora estoy enseñando yo al profesor. Es como, de verdad. Ay, Dios. Y uno. ¿Quién se lleva el uno? Tú.
What? All right. Professor.
Jinete Weaver. Dios. Tú no has llegado nunca a ser Jinete Weaver. ¿Qué pasa? ¡Ay! Que me van a tirar los tejos.
Yes? Oh, it's you, Professor. I was certain it was Hubert coming to drag me back to my duties. Your Majesty, you must know your supreme talents are needed at present. Why not gaze at these documents instead of the sky? Doesn't it? And the worst part is that he's always right, so I can't even argue with him. But that's enough about Hubert for the moment. While I have your attention, I'd like to thank you for your help in that last battle. As you well know, I'm perfectly capable of commanding the army by myself. However, when you're around, it's somehow different. I'm not sure I can properly explain it. I suppose your perspective on the battlefield is simply sharper than mine. When you're devising tactics and tricks for us, it's almost as though you can read the enemy's mind.
Obviamente. Puedes ir atrás en el tiempo. Madre mía.
There's no getting around it. Your talent for strategy far exceeds my own. I'm quite jealous, in all honesty. Is that a fact? Well, if you insist. I suppose a flower from another's field is always more beautiful. I'll admit, I think of you as rather detached. So to hear that you have emotions such as jealousy is something of a relief. I can't deny it. Ever since I underwent those procedures, I've certainly distanced myself from the ordinary world.
No me digas. De hecho, tienen el mismo emblema, también hay como... Lo dicen en una conversación. No en esta, pero sí entre una de Lisita y Catherine. De que los emblemas como que se atraen los mismos emblemas. Cosas raras.
Friends. That word somehow doesn't seem adequate.
No.
Besides, we've been friends for a long time, you and I. By now, we're so much more than that, at least in my mind. You know, instead of Edelgard, you can call me just Elle, if you so please. That's what my parents and closest sisters used to call me when I was little. Now there's no one left who calls me Elle. But with you, well, I think I could allow it. In fact, it would mean a great deal to me. Why? Well, you have stood beside me and shared my burdens. As I said, you are much more than a friend. In truth, you are like family to me. I suppose that's why.
¡Qué potito! A ver, ¿qué hace el
Lord
señor
Yaritza?
este?
I believe he used to be a professor at the Officers' Academy. It was also my understanding that he was personally recommended by Lord Arundel himself, landing him a position as a sword instructor.
Whatever the case is, behind that mask of death, there's an emptiness, a void. This is probably just a rumor, but I heard he was found and taken in by Her Majesty herself. Supposedly, he's the heir of the Hrim family, but I also heard he's only a distant relative who was adopted. He sure is mysterious.
You've been asking around about me. It matters not to me one way or the other. Do you want to know of my past? Why?
Porque Mercedes es tu hermana.
Friend or foe? That's what you're trying to determine. But you won't find answers merely with words. There is only one path forward. Raise your sword if you have the nerve. Raise it and fight me. If you want to know my heart, know my sword.
Y ya te pegué una paliza 3 veces. Bueno, 2. La otra fue Edelgard.
It's only to spar. Nobody will be slain. I cannot kill you yet. The Death Knight knows that very well. I've been told to refrain from killing you until the war has ended.
Oye, ¿quién va a ser?
The Emperor. The young Emperor discovered me long ago. Though back then she was still a princess. Ultimately, it was she who erased my past. She placed me into a family that was disintegrating, that I might be their heir. To survive, the Death Knight must spill blood. Left to his own devices, he would kill innocent passers-by. Through the Emperor's grace, he was allowed hunting grounds. That is why, to this day, I follow her. I am not yet ready to yield such fertile hunting grounds. Nor am I ready to truly fight you. Of course, were I not here to hold him back, he would cut you down without hesitation. As for me, I too... never mind.
Qué turbio es
If
este
you've no
señor.
intention of fighting, then be gone. Perhaps it is he who is to blame, but I feel oddly when I look at you.
Muy turbio. Más. Ay, Dios. Pues sí que estamos de salseos.
Ah, there you are. Hello. Oh, yes. Apologies. I'm struggling with some unpleasant thoughts. Since the war began, I've ended so many lives. You and your students got your hands dirty as well. Nobody forced you all to join the fight, of course. You did so of your own volition. Still, there must be something very wrong with the world for it to make children into killers.
Si esta señora mató desde cuando, no sé, 8 años. Madre de Dios.
That's true enough. We've all gotten older. Ah, listen to me. I'm sorry for being so glum. Well said. In truth, I don't think any expression will improve my looks. I'm a brute, no matter what face I pull. Ah, you really are just like Gerald. When I was down in the dumps, he'd cheer me up with a playful quip. He gave me his library of jokes, but when I tell one of them, nobody laughs at the punchline. They laugh at me. You, on the other hand,
Vale,
well, you inherited the old man's comic talents. I'm feeling pretty perky now, all thanks to you. I can't stop this war by feeling gloomy about it. Onward, to a brighter future. To tell you the truth, that was another line I picked up from Gerald. He taught me everything about life. He was more important to me than anyone in the world. Apart from you, perhaps. Come on, no need to blush. It's the truth. When I look at you or see you fighting in battle, it's like I'm seeing a sibling. But at the same time, it's like seeing something sacred and powerful. Something I must defend. You're so important to the future of Fodlan. And to me. I promise to continue protecting you with the strength of a knight and the love of a big brother. Good. In the name of Gerald, I swear to keep you safe. You're welcome to return the favor, should you feel so inclined.
The result should...
I'd never have learned. This is making sense.
Perhaps I'll
Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm glad I asked you.
Vale. Examen. No tengo. Hacer cosas. Jedits. Samir, ¿cómo va Samir? Samir no va todavía. No, no quiero descansar. ¡Pollos! Vamos allá. ¡Madre de Dios! Hay mucho que hablar.
There you are, Lysithia. I've been looking for you. So, I have a hypothesis about your crests.
I know you're the one who sent me that anonymous letter. There are things we must discuss. Ugh, it sounded like some bizarre love letter.
What? No, of course not. However, I wonder what you would have done if it was.
Now I'm just confused and grossed out.
I'm sorry, but that is not the overall topic of discussion. Do pay attention.
Pay attention to you? As though anything you say is worth listening to. It's not like you can tell me anything I don't already know.
You don't have a very positive opinion of your crests, do you? That's why you should listen to me. I've dug through all my books, and there's no record of anyone being born with 2 crests. You are, to be blunt, an impossible occurrence. For you to have a second crest, it must have been forcibly implanted after birth.
Is that your theory then?
Yes, it is. To further the theory, if the power exists to implant a crest, then it must be possible to remove one too. And that is the real issue at hand.
I could have one removed?
That's what Hanneman is working on understanding. I'm helping him with it.
Professor Hanneman.
Based on your reaction, it seems you want one of your crests removed. I don't think I'd give up having 2 crests if I were you.
Is that so? Even if you'd gone through horrifying experiments, endless trauma, and if you knew that all this pain meant you'd die very, very young? That's what you'd think? You're completely lacking in empathy, so of course you would make such a crass and foolish assumption.
Linhardt, please accept my apology.
Madre mía.
You are not deserving of this punishment.
I am the one who suggested it would be grave firewood. I suppose it's only fair I get punished too. No one ever bothered to inform me that pile of trash was the property of the Imperial Army. My apologies, Petra. My idea turned out to be worthless.
It was not worthless. It had great worth. You gave me great help so I could be smoking all of that meat. I give you all of my gratitude for that.
Es verdad
Now
que
that we
quemaron
still
media
have no worries
academia.
about provisions, I just realized they didn't actually tell us when the punishment will be over.
You can be leaving if you are wanting to. I will not be telling anyone. This is my responsibility to take.
How are you so obedient and yet so passionate at the... Oh, look, Petra! The book you were searching for!
The complete guide to Fodlan's wildlife. I have so much happiness. You are full of amazement.
Well, books are my field of expertise. Still, what a stroke of luck.
Linhardt, can I be asking you something?
What's that?
You are no longer saying I am bothering you. Instead, you are helping me with my requests. What is the reasoning? Why am I not bothering you now?
Interesting observation. I wonder why that is. You always ask me so earnestly. You seem to throw your entire being into all that you do. I guess I rather like it, working as hard as you do. On occasion, that is.
You are liking the hard work?
Yes. You inspire me to be, well, something that is not normally me.
If you are liking it, then I will keep working hard. With your wisdom, I can be working even harder than before. That means I will be needing your wisdom from now onward. With my strength and your wisdom, there is nothing we can't be doing.
I think you may be right. Your strength and my wisdom? That sounds like a wonderful combination.
Qué cosas más raras. A ver, Hahnemann. Ah, tiene con este. Curioso.
Hubert, my boy, it's rather rare for the two of us to see one another with no one else around, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
I was good friends with your father, you know. Perhaps this is fate, eh? Of course, when I left the Empire, I broke off my friendship with him. And, well, everyone else.
You were right to sever ties with such a miserable piece of filth.
Sharp words, Hubert. Contemptible though your father may be, he is still your father.
Don't overcomplicate it. I will not forgive him. Ever. Contemptible is just the right word for the wretch. Do you truly know what kind of man my father was?
I assume you're talking about the insurrection of the Seven. At the time, I was already at Garrick Monk. I know nothing more than hearsay. That said, I found it hard to believe that Lord Vestra would challenge the Emperor like that.
Yet that's exactly what he did. Since the dawn of the Adrestian Empire, House Vestra has served House Hresvelg as the Emperor's right hand. My father spat on a legacy of loyalty and devotion that had lasted 1100 years. He conspired with the ministers to usurp power from the Emperor and Lady Edelgard.
In your father's defense, the Emperor was attempting to take power from the Seven Houses. The Emperor's reform was an attempt to concentrate power in the hands of the throne. The nobles put a stop to that. Emperor Ionius lost the ensuing power struggle.
Now it is the nobles' turn to suffer defeat. Her Majesty will crush all who oppose her.
You hope she can cease this never-ending conflict? That's quite a goal, Hubert.
Hombre, quiere destruir la nobleza. Así que... Madre mía. Uy.
Here again, I see.
Of course, Your Majesty. I couldn't investigate this place freely when those of the church were around.
Understandably. Now, about my proposal to create an institution for crest and relic research. I've decided to move forward with it. As for who will lead the charge...
You want me to be in charge of the thing after all, don't you?
Actually, no. I was just considering some conditions for whoever applies for the job.
Conditions? What kind of conditions?
To start, I won't allow the position to be a secondary one. That excludes lords who are busy looking after their own territories.
Are you suggesting landholding lords would have no means of applying?
Quite the opposite. I'm looking for applicants with enough passion for the job that they're willing to relinquish any landholding rights they possess. They will be provided with necessities like food, clothing, and housing, but will receive no further compensation. That said, they will be free to take as much time off as they desire.
Do you expect anyone to be interested in such an odd position?
That's my hope.
Have you gone mad? Demanding someone rescind their land rights and then provide no compensation? Even the unlimited time off is a rather discourteous perk to offer. No one would accept room, board, and endless time to research. No one but me. Why must you...
Why must I what?
Why must you understand me so well? I asked you to consider the feelings of those below you. I never expected you to consider mine to this extent.
I told you I'd figure out a way to make use of your talents that you'd find acceptable.
Honestly, no woman has ever gone through this much trouble for me before.
Lo que quieras, Eli, no te preocupes.
Yes, I have. I would be most pleased to accept your offer, Your Majesty.
Ya me han tirado los tejos.
The smell, the texture, the smooth
Muy
finish.
bien.
This
Yo también
region's
lo
tea
he
is the
hecho mañanas,
finest in the
pero
world.
bueno.
Hello, Ferdinand. You seem to be in a good mood.
What is that supposed to mean? Perhaps you expected me to hold a grudge against you after our duel. In fact, I have moved on.
Have you now? Well, I'm glad to hear it.
I took it hard at the time, I will confess.
Si necesitas hablar,
I always thought that I equaled you in skill, or even surpassed you.
ya sabes.
But you
Ay,
showed me
Dios.
that I do not come close to matching your talents. Yet a true noble does not give up in the face of defeat. I will continue my training, and one day I will be an elite warrior. That is the path I must take, as a noble and a man of honor.
Y mucho
You
mimis
really
Eli.
are in a good mood. Your determination is admirable.
Yes, one day I will surpass your abilities, and I will defeat you in combat.
Ferdinand, there's something I've been meaning to say to you for a while now. Honestly, I couldn't care less that you are of noble birth. Your fierce determination doesn't come from your bloodline. It's your own doing. The reason I value you and want to be friends with you is because of who you are, not who your family is.
I have something I would like to say to you, too. Certainly we must recognize the common folk who strive for greatness and attain it. But for those of us born into nobility, things are more complicated. From birth, nobles must excel.
La que me
If we do
dijiste.
not, we will be forced out of our houses. This environment breeds superior individuals.
¿Y qué te ha dicho?
And they in turn recreate the rigorous environment for their own children. Without that cycle, there would be no political elite guiding the world towards prosperity.
So you're saying that the kind of world I'm striving to create is wrong?
I would not go so far as to say your way is wrong, just that another
bueno.
way might be better.
Mejor.
If you insist upon undoing
Pero
the
bien.
nobility, then we must build something in its place. We can provide free education for all, and then select the highest performing students for more intensive training and tutoring. I truly believe that people are products of their environment.
Finding a way to educate the people. Interesting. I'm impressed by how much thought you've given this. No matter what shape the world takes, I'm sure I'll always need people like you by my side. People with strong principles who will argue with me and force me to consider ideas that are contrary to my own.
Yes, exactly. Finally, Edelgard, you appreciate how important I am to your cause.
I've always thought of you as a valued friend, Ferdinand. That's nothing new.
Edelgard, I have to tell you something. I think now is the right time. Do you know what my ancestor Derek von Eyre said after your ancestor defeated him? He said, "You are an imperial beauty. Please, accept me as your husband."
Halt, Ferdinand. There's a time and a place for everything. But that time is not now.
Ah, claro, pero a ti sí te tira los tejos. Claro, a Ferdinand no, pero... ¿Qué puedo ir a quitar? Yo tengo que quitarme algunas verruguillas de esas que salen de nacimiento, pero... Sí, hay que quitárselo cuando no hace calor, cuando no es verano. Porque no te puede dar el sol y eso es. Y tal, pero... Eso, que encima son caras de pelotas. No mola nada.
Ah, Linhardt. Reading as studiously as ever, I see. Anything to do with crests?
Hello, Professor Hanneman. Actually, this book's about fishing.
Oye, funciona.
I didn't realize you were interested in fishing. What an unexpected discovery. I had heard that you were only interested in crests, to the exclusion of
Somos
all
dos.
else.
Pero algún día
As it
toca
were,
exponerse
I
al
had rather
sol.
thought I could train you as my successor, should we get to know one another better.
I'm sorry to betray your expectations. Truth be told, I've been thinking of giving up on my crest research.
What? Whatever for? Don't tell me you believe fishing to be a more worthwhile pursuit.
No, it's nothing to do with fishing. I adore the subject of crests. But to study them, you have to consult the people who bear them, right? I just don't have the energy for that.
It is an unavoidable hardship, I admit, but the satisfaction of making a real breakthrough is second to none.
I'm sure the satisfaction of catching a fish is pretty great too.
Consider this, child.
Bueno.
Luring fish from the depths
A ver,
pales in
lo que tendrás que hacer es
comparison
hacer
to
mucho
untangling
testing,
the mysteries of a
supongo,
quest.
para buscar
Why?
bugs y
It all
todo.
comes down to purpose. Purpose, I say.
Calm down. I get it. Really.
Evidently, you do not. You must have something to work toward in life. The ultimate goal of fishing is to eat the fish. The goal of solving the mysteries of crests is, well, you must find that for yourself. What do you hope to uncover once
Al menos
everything
estarás
is
fresquita.
finally explained? What motivates you to keep digging deeper?
I had never thought about it like that. Perhaps if I did have a goal, I might share your enthusiasm on the subject.
Jesús, ¿por qué hay tantas conversaciones, Dios?
Something on your mind, Edelgard? This may not be the best place to sit and think. An archer might try to take a lucky shot at you.
Right you are. I appreciate your concern. In here, I'm trapped in a whirlwind of political affairs. I just needed to escape for a moment to get some fresh air.
I understand completely. May I ask what was on your mind? I'd like to help.
To be honest, I still can't forget what you told me before. I don't want you to misunderstand and think I'm against everything the church represents.
Yeah.
There's good there, buried in the corruption. Still, I find it extremely difficult to step back and accept the good, overlooking all the rest.
O sea, en realidad sí. Claro. Pero es que lo del aglutinamiento de datos no tiene nada que ver con cómo esté desarrollado, ¿no? O sea, si a ti te funciona con chiquito, eso depende de los servidores, ¿no? Creo. Miles y miles de datos sin hacer que la app se... Ah, bien, guay. Eso tiene que ver con qué puñetas tenía que ver.
For the world to start anew, it's necessary for the nobility system and the Church of Seros to both be completely crushed.
Perhaps. I suppose that might be the only way for you to achieve
Eli,
your
ya
goals.
eres pro.
I believe so. But then I think about people like you, who are devoted to the goddess. People who are unlike the others, who are willing to fight for themselves rather than leaving everything in the hands of a higher power. When I achieve my aim, I'll be crushing your emotional and spiritual support. Yet despite all that, you're still here, still supporting me.
Don't worry yourself about that, Edelgard. People are always weaker than you think, but never as weak as you expect. The goddess is our silent foundation. She watches over our every step, but never gets directly involved. You, on the other hand, want to support us with your own flesh and blood, to push us forward toward a better future. As it were, some problems require drastic measures. I believe you know that better than anyone. It takes strength to take those measures. That's why you inspire people. You're probably why some of them get out of bed in the morning.
You're too kind.
Now, I've just been around a bit longer than you, that's all. While we're on the subject, yes, the goddess does supply me with emotional support. But so do you, whether you know it or not.
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said, my dear. Just what I said.
Now I'm blushing. Let's change the subject, shall we?
As you wish. I think I've said quite enough as it is.
Yo creo que igual Iba a decir que igual se colapsa lo del gobierno. Porque, madre mía. De hecho, aquí el otro... Sí, la cara. El otro día fui a la farmacia y estaba al caído en lo de la seguridad social, así que... En fin. Los programas son un poco...
How are you today, Lysithia?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
En fin.
Quite well, thank you.
I overheard something recently. Something pertaining to you and your vision for the future. Is it really true that you intend to create a world in which crests no longer exist?
It's true. My aim is to dismantle the current system of aristocracy. The only reason nobles enjoy the status they do is because their bloodlines carry crests. If crests lose their value, so will titles of nobility.
Yo uso el certificado digital. Me parece más rápido. Aunque tendría que sacarme yo también la clave esa de mierda, pero no me apetece. ¿Ves? Gracias, Eli, por decirlo por mí.
I really agree with your thinking. My parents have suffered throughout their lives due to their nobility. Due to my own crests, I've never been able to live a normal life. I'm sick of nobility and crests.
Yeah.
Of all of it. It sounds as if it's truly your mission to change things.
¿Cómo que no hay? Se solicita por internet y luego tienes que ir a una cosa de la moneda y timbre y... Claro, bueno, aquí también andan quitando, o sea, es como... Ya, eso. Eso.
I'll pledge my life to your cause, however short it may be.
Lysithia.
Has your hair always been that color, by the way?
Huh?
Oh.
I asked because mine wasn't always this color. I lost all pigment after receiving my 2 crests. Edelgard, I want a world where people like you and I are no longer victimized. I want you to bring that world into being. If it's within me to help that come to pass, then I'll do whatever it takes.
Understood. I promise to do all I can to see this goal to fruition. And I want you to promise something in return. That you will never stop fighting for your life. Whatever terrible fate awaits us, we can fight it and prevail. I need you to trust me on that. Do you promise?
I promise. I will try my best to believe that.
Good girl. Now then, would you care for a sweet cake?
Please do not call me that. But, yes. Yes, I would.
Bueno, a ver, es que julio y agosto chapan. Las administraciones públicas chapan. La segunda semana de julio, porque me siento pachita y quería hacer un análisis. A mí me pasaba lo mismo por lo de las manos. Y llamaba en el día y he tenido, así que... Eso.
Professor Hanneman, I owe you an apology.
Whatever for? I'm not bothered by you investigating my past.
Ah, so you knew. You're right. I'm afraid I found it difficult to quell my doubts.
What happened? It was over 20 years ago. I suppose you had just barely been born, now that I think on it. My younger sister was afflicted by a disease of the heart, and she met with an early death. It is easy to lay blame for such things, but I considered crests themselves to be the root cause.
Your father bore a major crest, and both you and your grandfather inherited minor crests. Your sister was born without one, but as the daughter of a family in which crests are prevalent, others saw potential in her. That's why she was married off to a certain noble whose influence was waning. He was undoubtedly desperate for power. But no matter how many children she bore him, none manifested a crest. She fell from her husband's favor and was mistreated, ultimately leading to...
As an up-and-coming crest scholar at the time, I knew only despair. What was the use of my research if I could not even save my own sister?
That's why you abandoned your position in the Empire and came to Garreg Mach.
My sister is far from the only victim. Many noblemen have done the same to their own wives.
Por eso Edelgard
I
tiene razón.
despise them for it. So my quest began. I would unlock the secrets of crests, make them available to any who desired. If I achieved my goal, the nobility would be rendered obsolete, and my sister could finally rest peacefully. However, all these years later, I am still far from
A ver si
achieving
me
my
llega
goal.
Leliana antes.
A world in which anyone can bear a crest.
Qué pereza,
That's
Eli.
not so different from a world with no crests at all.
Quite right. And that is why I have
mi
chosen to
peluchito.
fight by your side.
A ver si no
I
me
cannot say what lies in your
paran en
past,
aduanas.
yet I have seen your ideals and witnessed the power of your
Está
two
viajando por
crests.
toda Yusa.
I feel certain that you too are a victim of this
No te
world,
preocupes.
just like my dear sister.
Professor Hanneman, please say no more. I've made peace with my past. Now
La vida
I
es
look
la vida,
only to the
Eli.
future, to the world we're fighting to create.
Aquí estamos para cuando tengas
Very
tiempo.
But
Y
if
si
you
no,
will allow
también.
it, there is one more thing I would like to say on the subject. When I look at you, I am reminded of my sister, and also of my own youth. Though I could not save my sister back then, I am different now. I can support you and lend you my abilities. I will fight for your cause in whatever way you need.
Thank you. That means a great deal to me. Your knowledge and your experience are both invaluable. And your passion, too. I welcome your support. And in turn, I will do my best to earn the trust you have placed in me.
Le tengo que decir a Virgi que ponga una casa nueva, entonces. Voy a echarme mientras me muere. Venga. ¿Cómo? Si me muero, venga mi muerte. ¿A quién hay que matar? ¿A Morfeo? A Hades. No, al señor de la barca. Ay, Dios. Ya empezamos con Bernadetta. Mimi salí y descansa mucho.
I must have had a nightmare.
You're awake.
Están ya las ofertas. Vale, vale, vale.
Euritza.
Yeah, that's it. Professor Euritza.
I'm not a professor.
Wait, what? You're not Professor Euritza? Oh, yeah. Professor Euritza always wears a mask. So then, who are you?
Euritza.
I don't understand. Look, are you Professor Euritza or aren't you? Please make yourself clear.
I am Euritza, but I am not a professor.
A Euritza
Qué
who's not a
turbio es este
professor?
señor, por
So
favor.
there are two Euritzas running around the monastery? Oh, wait. Aha! I got it. I get it now. You're no longer a professor. Therefore, you're just Euritza. Plain old Euritza. Our professor isn't a professor anymore either. But doesn't mind the title.
no.
I guess I figured you'd be fine with being called professor as well.
When I was teaching, it was simply a task. Nothing more.
I don't really get it, but it sounds like there's a lot going on in that skull of yours, Euritza. Bernie, what the heck are you even doing in the infirmary?
You took one look at me and passed out.
Huh? Don't be silly. There's absolutely no reason I'd faint at the sight of you, Euritz. I'm coming down with a sudden cold, I think. Yeah, I've gotta run to my room.
Hola Virgi. Saludado también a los perros. ¿Cómo? Ha sacado. ¡Qué susto! Muchachita, qué susto. Ah, pues sí tengo A con...
Time to relax.
Professor Hanneman, do you have a moment to talk?
Of course, Miss Dorothea. Whatever is on your mind.
I heard you were once a member of the nobility, and you surrendered your title to come here.
Indeed, I was a noble once. Why are you so curious about
No.
I knew
Qué
there was something
asco.
noble about your speech and your perfect manners. You're always impeccably dressed, too. And you have a certain pride about you. What interests me is that you threw it all away. Why?
I threw nothing away, child. In fact, by stepping away from its trappings,
Ya
in
nos lo
my
ha contado
heart I
antes
feel
con Edelgard.
closer than ever to the true meaning of nobility.
How so?
Hace pillarle los dientes.
Consider
Virgi.
this.
Qué
At its
asquito, por
inception,
Dios.
the concept of nobility assumed that the greatest among the populace would rise to power. In my mind, I believe that means those who value knowledge, those who strive for more and wish to protect and guide their fellow man. However, in practice, nobility often serves to keep those deemed commoners down, segregated from those who, by chance, were born to a noble family. That is one of the reasons I decided to leave that nonsense behind and dedicate myself to the study of crests. Though I
Virgi, hay
have
que poner
abandoned
otra
my
casa.
position, in my mind it was to pursue what I consider to be a truly noble pursuit, that of knowledge.
I see. Well, you're definitely a noble in that sense of the word. To pursue such admirable ideas without regard for your social position. How wonderful.
Pardon?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just very moved by your words.
Ah, well, I'm quite pleased to hear you say so.
Pues yo me estoy acordando de que hay que hacer otra casa virgen para Aru en el estadio. Yo en mi pueblo cogí una rata con un bote de miel de esos una vez del desván. Dios mío.
Professor Manuela, it's been far too long since we've had a proper chat. Let's fix that right now.
Too true, Dorothea. We hardly have a moment to spare here. But it's so nice to see you flourishing. It certainly brings back memories. You know, somehow you've gotten even prettier. The years have been kind to you.
That's something like a rose telling a daisy it's pretty, but
Mimi.
I appreciate the compliment all the
Yo
same.
tengo las arañas.
Oh, honey, if that's the
Y unos
case, I
cuantos
hope you'll work
insectos.
hard to never become a rose like me.
Avispas y
Too
abejas
many
sobre todo.
thorns.
Oh, stop it. You've accomplished a great deal. You should be proud.
That's a very nice sentiment, and I appreciate it.
Vale, es una cara
Thank
papel.
you.
¿Qué dice Eli? Ay,
So,
Dios mío.
I've been very curious. How did you end up enrolled at the academy anyway? I know you didn't have any family connections. How'd you do it?
Well, it did require pulling some noble strings. But learning everything to pass the entrance exams, that was all me, and very hard. Especially while I was still singing for the opera. But I wanted the academy more than anything else.
Well, bravo and well done. You've always had to find your own way in life, haven't you? I so wish you could rely on people more often. Still, though, you haven't said why you worked so hard to get into Garreg Mach to begin with.
Isn't it obvious? Because you were here. When you retired, it broke my heart. But it also woke me up. Seeing someone like you, who shined so brightly on the stage, give it all up and start a brand new life. It got me thinking about my own future, and what I wanted it to look like. As ever, I followed your lead.
Oh my. I don't know what to say. I had also heard that the heirs to the Alliance, Empire, and the Kingdom were all enrolling as well. With such an exceptional crop of potential spouses, how could I go anywhere else?
Madre mía,
And
la
have you
Dorotea.
gotten what you were after? Your dreams, a future, and a good partner? There have been good people, definitely. But as for my future, we'll see. Ah, it's so nice to spend time with you again, Manuela. It's been too long.
Ay, la Manuela, la Manuela. A ver, Mercedes con Yeritza, ¿no? Sí. Hermanito.
Hello, Emil. The War Council is about to begin. Come on.
Estos son nuevos
You're
para
so
mí.
pale. Have you been injured? Emil?
Must slay more.
What?
There is no pleasure to be had in these halls. My thirst is unbearable. Perhaps bathing in your blood will help satiate me.
Emil? Wait. You're not Emil. You're the Death Knight. You may look like him, but you are not him. He would never say such a thing.
What care I for names? I care only to kill or be killed.
I see. So you want to kill me? Then do as you must. It is within your rights.
My rights?
Mother and I must be the reason the Death Knight exists within you. A young boy left all alone in House Bartels without us? I can't imagine how lonely and terrible that must have been. To our half-siblings who bore no crests, we were nothing more than intruders. Their horrible words and violent actions were only bearable because the three of us supported one another through it. All alone in a place like that. It's little wonder that you broke down as you have. We should have rescued you. We should have offered ourselves to save you.
Nonsense.
However, we cannot turn back the hands of time. Atonement is all I have for you now.
You don't understand anything.
Emil?
The day you left 18 years ago, I told Mother to leave me there.
What? But why did you do such a thing?
I wanted to protect you. I am glad that we are reunited. I am happy that you are alive. I am so sorry, my dear sister.
Emil.
Vaya dragón. Estas son la ruta de los ciervos. Uf. Creo que era la de los ciervos. Sí, era la de los ciervos. Hablando de bichos. Hablando de bichos.
That about wraps it up for today's training. No thanks to a certain distraction. Professor Hanneman, I know you're there. It's extremely unsettling the way you're always staring like that.
Oh, my apologies, child. I was trying to remain inconspicuous, not wanting to interrupt.
Your half-hearted attempt to hide your weird staring only makes it weirder.
Well, I must apologize. In the future, I shall do my staring out in the open.
That might ease the weirdness, but it will continue to be extremely unsettling.
I have no desire to disturb nor to disquiet you. But you are a most exquisite subject for my crest research. And you understand that the foundation of all research is observation.
I understand well enough, and I'll do my best to ignore it. But in return...
Do not worry. Your secret is safe with me. I have not spoken a word of your twin crests to anyone.
Shh! talk so loudly about it out here in the open?
Pardon my excitement. I simply cannot let the opportunity to study such a miraculous subject go to waste.
These awful crests may seem miraculous to you, but for me, they fall under the category of curse.
I hope one day you will share more about your tragic origins, whenever you have the time to recount it. Your tale may contain valuable information.
You are utterly lacking in empathy. You know that? Even if you spent your entire life observing me, you'd never understand my feelings and all I've been
Ya no hay
through.
mosquito.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
I fear I may have made a misstep. I have no desire to trouble her, yet my research...
Madre mía, entre este y el Linhard están todo el rato. Ay, investigar emblemas. A ver.
Now the flowers are all taken care of. Huh? Felix? Why are you hiding there?
I'm not hiding.
No? Then what are you here for? You don't even have a real reason, do you?
No, I don't.
Then why?
Because of you.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
I want you to sing for me. I hear your voice when I'm asleep or in battle. It's like I'm your captive.
My captive? What are you saying?
Ay, que se nos ha encoñado el Félix.
Suddenly really flustered.
I can't help it. I don't know what I'm saying. Forget I said anything.
Felix, are you blushing?
I don't know. Shut up. I'm not blushing.
Well, if you feel like that about it, I suppose I could sing for you sometimes. If you like that sort of thing.
Oh? I'd better go. Bye.
Hey, wait! You just got here. Do you want to hear me sing or not?
Yes, I do.
Well, what song do you want me to sing? Bears, swamp beasties, foxes, or dungeon?
I'd like to hear all of them, if you don't mind. Starting with the library song in full. Sing for me, please, Annette?
Well, okay. Just this once.
¿Qué está pasando? Ay, Dios mío.
Ugh, my head. Why am I here instead of the infirmary? When did I...
Madre mía, la borrachilla.
Oh boy.
How are you feeling, Professor Manuela?
Sylvain? What do you need at this hour?
You don't remember? Well, you collapsed in the infirmary and...
That doesn't sound like me. Wait, no, I remember. The truth is, something sad happened. So I did what I always do to forget my troubles.
Anyway, I found you
que
passed
no
out on the
bebe.
floor, helped you up, then carried you back here.
And what were you doing in the infirmary late at night? Not bringing a girl there, I hope.
Nope, I was definitely alone. I just had a bad feeling and I decided to look around to see if anyone needed my help.
Oh, my poor head.
Are you all right? Here, have some water.
What a thoughtful young man you are. You're a real gentleman, compared to that jerk who just...
That good-for-nothing guy who strung you along, whispered sweet nothings in your ear, then shattered your heart beyond repair? I agree. He's a jerk.
Oh no. Did I say those things to you?
Actually, your version had more details. Very detailed details.
Oh dear.
You know, Professor, you're a good catch. It's a shame that you've had no luck with men. You need a guy like me. Somebody who sees your beauty and appreciates how tender you are, emotionally, and how much love you have to give.
You're a smooth talker, even when you don't mean what you say. I'm going to change, so shoot, okay?
Sure, I can take a hint. Rest up, Manuela.
Thank you, Sylvain. I'm going to try and get some sleep. Did he just call me Manuela and not Professor? That sly little... Although...
No.
Me? With Sylvain? Now there's a crazy thought.
Señora, cálmese, por favor. Ah, sí hay más todavía. Ay, Dios.
Manuela, isn't it a bit rude to sigh at someone the moment you see them enter the room?
Hanneman, isn't it a bit rude to tell others how to behave? Besides, I could be sighing about any number of things more interesting than you.
Goodness, you're unusually irritable today. Don't you imagine your attitude a bit excessive? You snap at every little thing, your ill mood on display for one and all. It saddens me to see such behavior from one who should be setting a good example for the younger generation.
Well, listen to the noble lecturing a lowly commoner to be on her best behavior. Oh, wait, I meant to say the former noble.
I fail to understand how my birth is relevant to the topic at hand. I was merely trying to say that as a fellow adult...
You're not done lecturing yet? Leave me alone and go pester someone else. Maybe leave everyone alone and go focus on your precious crest research.
I don't know what to say to you, Manuela. I was only speaking out of honest concern.
Oh, was that a sigh I heard? Isn't it a bit rude to sigh at someone just because?
Don't be so childish. You are so sensitive to ill will from others, yet you let your own emotions run wild. Why is it that you cannot keep a handle on yourself?
Keep a handle on? Well, I've never. What makes you think you're so much better? Just because you keep your emotions bottled up behind your stupid stony face. Well, it doesn't mean everyone else has to do the same. Stop telling everyone how to behave, Hanneman. It will make you and the rest of us much happier.
I will not stand for this insolence. It is high time someone taught you.
Go on! If you think you can change me, I'd like to see you try. Ha! Thought so. You wouldn't dare.
Absolutely insufferable.
Callados. Socorro, callados. ¿Cómo acabaron llevándose estos bien? Ni idea. Madre mía.
Mission accomplished. Let's pack up and get out of here.
Yes. Let's.
What's wrong? You don't seem like your usual self.
Oh, I'm still the same old Alois. Come on, let's head back before nightfall.
Don't try to hide it. You're making it obvious.
Shamir, can I ask you a stupid question?
That depends on how stupid it is.
You're a skilled sniper. You've completed countless missions. And in the process, you've taken countless lives.
Correct. And your point?
After a mission, do you ever think about the people you killed?
Never.
I see. Well, I guess that's the best way, huh? There's no point dwelling on it.
After all the lives you've taken, why worry about it now?
I've got everything packed up. I'm going to head back now. You should head home as well, before it gets too dark.
What a tiresome man.
Si no te ha dicho nada. Ay, Dios mío. Vale, esto es conmigo, ¿no? Sí. A explorar. A explorar. Y la hora del té. Y la hora del fanservice. A ver, Joaquín, tengo que subir yo. Samir, Yeritza, resto del mundo. Pereza. Caspar y Ferdinand. Lanza.
You took me lightly.
Hostia, él ha metido una leche gorda.
I aim for greatness. You took me lightly. Next try. I shall not stray.
Si no es jinete muy
I
bien,
aim for
vamos
greatness.
bien.
Whatever passes.
Didn't they use? I want to nick me. I'll come up. Didn't they use? I want to nick. Maybe I'll come up with. For me? For.
Miss Virgi. ¿Ha encontrado otra ratilla o no al final? Yeritza. ¿Dónde está el Yeritza? Yo lo he visto antes al Yeritza. Madre mía.
What is it? I was.
There's
Mimis. ¿Dónde está el Ferdinand? A ver, que lo he visto antes. Aquí.
I have been. If I had. Do you ever think about that sort of thing, Professor? Ah, we cannot turn.
Right.
¡Abre!
Professor!
Y no me han salido claveles, ¿verdad? Sí, no te preocupes, ¿no? Ay, cuídate. Mucho mimi. Ay, que no sale el maldito clavel. Es que de verdad, es que yo flipo. Las otras rooms me salían todo puñeteros claveles. Voy a probar con la flor blanca, a ver, pero... Me sobran los lingotes por todos lados. A ver.
I'm from a lot fighting old. No, Captain Gerald.
Mimis. ¿Te gusta la carne? No.
Wow.
Esto sí le gusta. Me acaban de regalar una... ¿En serio? ¿De prensa? Madre mía.
Hello.
Virgi se nos hace famosa. ¡Qué susto! ¿Cómo que filete de asado? ¿Cómo que filete asado? ¿Cómo que filete asado? Tengo un hermano, digámoslo así.
Ooh, I love this stuff.
That looks up.
Ñam ñam, ¿verdad? ¡Qué rico! A veces oigo gatos por ahí, en el juego, creo. A ver, Mercedes. Mercedes, aquí Mercedes y este. Filetes. Me ha entrado hambre, fuera coñas. Yo he comido filetitos con patatas y ensalada. ¡Todo rico!
You haven't changed at all either.
Rogeduk. Rogedak. Interesante. A ver, vamos a hablar con el señor. Una preskey de Steam. ¡Qué bien! Oye, Virgi.
What?
Oye, chachi.
What, eh? Never let... Then there's Rhea and King Dimitri. Yeah. What, eh? Never let... Then there's Rhea and King Dimitri. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
Professor?
A ver, hay algo por aquí. Esto ya estará comprado. Pues no me suena. ¿De qué va? ¿Sabes de qué va, Virgi? ¿El juego? ¿O no? Uy, va. Así. Cuéntame la vida, Hahnemann.
Which means that there are some elements of your power that cannot be explained by current theory. Although this may lead to a discovery that alters the very fabric of Crest research. Oh, pardon me.
Te habrán visto jugar al Sam. Digo,
and I do tend to ramble.
Sam Bridges.
I suggest we call it a day. Do you concur?
Ay, coño, que me ha preguntado. No, sigue, tú sigue, no te preocupes.
No, you mustn't push yourself too hard. When you are not in battle, you are so often here with me. I get so energized.
Es que me dar cosas sin
Well,
pedir.
I must remember to pull my head out of the clouds.
Eso es estrés, game.
That said,
Maneje de
perhaps we should
recursos.
discuss things
En plan
unrelated to
ansiedad.
quests from time to time. Some sort of silly, light-hearted topic might be nice, eh?
Toddy merluza, filet. Fileto de merluza. Filete de merluza, madre mía. Gracias, Anónimo.
I'm not especially
regalarle
skilled at
sugar.
small talk, alas.
Filete asado y
Let
filete
me
de
see.
merluza.
Perhaps we should discuss. I know. Food. Not my strong suit, the culinary arts, but I do enjoy a good meal.
Ya
Which
lo
kind of
está
food do
hablando de
you prefer,
comida.
Professor? Sweet?
Dulce.
Spicy?
¿Me dejas elegir?
Same
Sip.
as myself.
¿Cómo que
Yes,
sip?
indeed.
A
Oh,
ver.
now my stomach is growling. An old colleague of mine theorized that those who bear
Qué pinta de
crests
paquetería
favor
de
sweet flavors
correos.
over spicy. She suggested that the crest exerts some manner of influence over... Oh, there I go again. How embarrassing. We were supposed to be avoiding talk of crests, weren't we? Terrible habit of mine. Finding a way to turn any conversation towards crests.
Necesitas un compañero de
I really should
juegos,
find a way to
Hannibal,
stop.
como Linhard.
That is kind of you, Professor, but it's all right. If you were to lose your patience with me, it could have an incalculable impact on my research. That sort of thing has happened in the past, you know. Back when I was still in the Empire.
Yo veo por
At
el
first,
sip, el
any
sip y la
lady I was
marea.
spending time with
Y
would
la
titter
marea.
and say she didn't mind if I talked about crests. But at some point,
Yo voy por
she would
sips.
always become fed up
Así
and stop
que-
listening to what I had to
Yo
say.
no sé hoy quién
In
para
the
hablar.
end, invariably, while I was particularly focused on my research, she would write to say we were done. I will do everything I can to keep that from happening this time.
Ay, Hahnemann. Voy a tomar el té con mi señora waifu. A ver. ¿Dónde está ese Edelgard? I will go down with this ship. A ver si no la lío.
I wish we could settle all of this, but I wish it dearly. But few others, they fight in a bloody battle, take countless lives, and then finally come to understand defeat. They refuse to admit when they're beaten, of course, but if they're going to...
Tenía que haberle dado. Bueno, da igual, no pasa nada.
Thank you.
Vamos al fanservice.
Thank you for inviting me.
Y a las pastas que nos dan hambre.
Did you go out of your way to select my favorite tea? Thank you for the thought.
No puedo. Si es que esto, y al parecer esto está en el Three Hopes también, es como, de
It
verdad.
smells delicious.
¿Qué les pasa con las citas, con los tés?
Yes.
Vaya. Empezamos mal.
Yes. Yes.
Empezamos muy bien.
Are you sure?
A ver, venga ya. Pues sí.
Thank you for the treat.
Pues sí, porque la hemos cagado con él. Gracias, Anónimo. Ah, y lo ve Filetmington. ¿Cómo? I love Filetmington. Ah, vale. I love Filetmington. El Wellington, ¿no era el Wellington? Socorro, no la invoques. Qué gracia. Y el Iles está haciendo programa. Ay, Dios mío. Filete que viene la mierda. Toma.
Thank you for this.
Toma. Toma.
Thank you for this.
Señora. Dándole regalos a la señora. A ver, ¿con quién tengo que subir yo? Yo, a ver, en realidad ya no tengo que subir con nadie, pero... Bueno, Lisitea, Mercedes... ¿Dónde están? ¡No! ¡Ay, Dios! Hacienda te busca. Ese no te seguía a ti también. Filete bingo, filete abierta, mi glow, mi abierta. Ah.
I have been wondering,
Para
if
que
I-
viene
do you
bien.
ever think about that sort of thing? Ah, we cannot...
Ay, Dios mío. Socorro. ¿A ti qué te gusta? ¿La piedra de afilar? Sigo sin tener claveles. O sea, esto es un robo. Pero un robo gordo.
Exact.
A mí también me busca, pero ahora te busca a ti. Lisitea, ¿dónde está? Que no la veo. Vale, ya paro. Te queremos, Anónimo.
Without the support
Gracias
of the
por
pro-imperialist
tanto.
lords, the alliances could even so.
Vale, sigue, sigue. Madre mía, eso era una canción, ¿verdad? No, esto le gusta. Sí, era una canción, pero ¿qué era? ¿Del bombazo mix o qué coño era eso? Me siento mayor ahora mismo. Ay, he subido con alguien. Ay, Dios. ¿Quién estaba buscando yo? ¿Dónde está Mercedes? La Mercedes estoy buscando. Aquí. Es una canción. Regalo. Creo que a ti te gustaba. ¿Te gustaba esto? No. No. ¿No dijiste? No. La banda.
Qué rica la sopita que me ha hecho filete.
Qué rica la banda. Dios mío. Hoy me matáis. Ah, con Ferdinand.
What an interesting way of looking at life. Ah, it is you. Just at the right time.
Voy a tomar sopita.
Oh, is it nighttime already? I must have gotten carried away. There is something I wanted to discuss.
Sí.
Something about you.
Sí. Me va a tirar los tejos, ¿verdad?
I am starting to believe that you are a true hero. You hold the lost crest, you wield the sword of the creator, and you lead everyone in battle against great enemies.
Gracias. Yo también te quiero. Gracias, Aurori, por... Madre mía.
Not only that,
Hoy estamos
but
de
you are a
amor, parece.
strategist. You stand
Entre la
alongside
gente aquí
rulers,
tirando los
supporting
tejos.
them, advising them. You do not seem particularly
El amor por los
ambitious,
filetes.
and yet you accomplish so much.
Y demás.
I am amazed that you can say so.
Padre del amor
I
hermoso.
have been reading about the history of Fargus, you know. The kingdom's founder, Lug, the king of lions, had 2 advisors. One of them was Pan, the undesiring strategist. According to historical records, Pan wanted nothing for himself. He devoted himself
Amor por
entirely to Lug.
filetes es esto.
He
Hoy
had
es el amor
tremendous
por
power,
filetes.
but he never seemed concerned about his legacy. So in the old chronicles, there is hardly any mention of Pan's deeds.
Ay, Dios
All
mío.
that we know is that
Pero
he helped
Wellington no era un
Lug, his
solomillo.
friend and leader. It is not surprising that you have never heard of him. I did not even know his name until recently. But when I watch how you conduct yourself, I feel that I am seeing the unknown deeds of Pan. It is only a thought, of course, but it makes me feel rather happy. Even if it is not in the pages of a history book, a life can be full of achievement. I know that I will never be greater than Edelgard. She will always surpass me.
No
I
me
am what I
nada.
am.
Yo
Like
vivo
you
por
in
decir,
this
vale.
undesiring strategist,
Luego la oigo.
I will do what I am called to do.
Porque
even
no
if
la he
no
oído.
mark of me remains in the history books.
¡Ole! Ya no tengo que subir con Fernanda. Ay, Dios, que hay otro de apoyo. ¿Con quién? Ay, Mercedes. Pues nada, vamos con Mercedes. Nada, hoy no termina. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? A Leonie debería subirla, pero no me acuerdo que le gusta.
I'm from old fighting old. No, Captain Gerald.
¿Qué te gusta a ti? ¿Piedras de afilar? ¿Puede ser? ¿Cuchillo de cal?
Wow.
Sí. Que a Caspar debería subirlo antes. Es idea. Wellington es una cosa y Filemignon es otra cosa. Vale. Vale, sí. Como filete chiquito, ¿no? ¿Qué hiciste? ¿La? Socorro, que viene haciendo.
Do you have a moment, Professor?
Gracias por regalar la Lady Stick.
Thank you so much.
Madre mía, Lady
This is
Stick.
what I wanted to
Familia
address.
de filetes. Vamos a crear
This
aquí.
letter from my adopted father just arrived.
Llamad a los loques.
Oh, have I not mentioned him? He's the reason I first came to the Officers Academy.
Por cierto, mañana
He's
tengo
also the
cosas
one
para
who
abrir.
dragged me from the church where I was living, just so he could use
Ay,
my
Dios.
crest. My crest does not yet belong to a house, so he plans to use it as leverage to marry into the nobility.
Qué
He's a
putos que
very
son de
good
verdad
man
en este
who was a
juego.
roving merchant before adopting me, but now he's in the capital. This letter says that he's finally arranged to marry me off to a wealthy noble. I know he's just thinking of himself, but can't he see that this isn't a priority when we're at war? I suppose it's possible. He may be worried about carrying on his bloodline, but
Que Edelgard va a destruir los Crest. No
I
pasa
don't know
nada.
what to do about this proposal. I can't see any way around it, so I fear that I must. I just don't want to let go of the life that I've made for myself. I know it's not what my heart wants, but I don't have the strength to say no. I believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to work in service of the church. Well, I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be the church.
Lady Filete, ñam ñam ñam. Es que me da hambre. Es que me da hambre.
I
Joder.
think it would be difficult to realize that dream. It's just, I've always allowed myself to follow the whims of those above me.
Pobre
I convinced
Mercedes,
myself
de
that
verdad.
everything in life was at the will of the goddess. I was blind to reality. I believed it was her will to both pull me from the church and guide me to the officers' academy. The decision to enter this war was the first time I acted of my own free will. My adopted father opposed this decision, but I somehow managed to convince him. Still, I couldn't free myself of him completely. This letter is proof of that. It's not that I'm scared of him, but there is something that worries me. I knew you'd understand, Professor. I've sat down to write a reply several times, but I can't muster up the courage or the words. I was hoping you could provide me with the encouragement I need. That's a very good point. We're only given one life.
¿Por qué sabía que ibas a decir eso?
All we can to pursue our happiness. Okay. I think that may have been just the push I was looking for.
Ay, Dios mío.
I'll tell him the truth. That I found a life worth pursuing, and I must decline the proposal. Maybe I should tell him I've fallen for someone else.
¿Y quién sería ese alguien?
Why, it's you, Professor. Isn't that obvious?
Los tejos. ¿Eh?
I'm just teasing. Now I'm off to write this letter and stand my ground. Thank you for your encouragement.
Pues sí, es día de salseos. Ay, no, otro más. ¿Con quién he conseguido ya apoyo ahora? Ay, Dios mío, Lisitea. Vale. ¿Dónde estás, Lisitea? ¿Dónde conchis estás? No estás porque tengo que sacarte. ¿No quieres salir? Pues nada. Hola, Ingrid. A ver, voy a ver si han caído objetos del pozo de los amigos. Sí. Poción. Brebaje. Té de pino. A ver si deja nada. No te preocupes. Yo debería dejarlo ya. No vamos a llegar a la historia, pero al día siguiente sí. Pero mira, ya ha salido la Lisitea. Es que me enrollo haciendo bla bla blas. Y farmeando apoyos. Está farmeando apoyos mientras estás tú con el de ancestral. Mira, qué coste. Plan nivel enfermo.
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor.
A los dos.
I'm gonna keep at it for a while
Sois
longer.
unos soles.
So you go on
Y el
ahead.
anónimo también. Deberías descansar un poco.
I can't.
Sí.
Not when I'm right on the cusp of using
Todos
my power to
deberíamos.
greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay?
Y se ha caído. Madre de Dios. Se me ha desmayado.
I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of
Son
me to
las
continue,
risas.
despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time.
Ay, Dios.
18 years ago, House Ordelia was involved in a civil conflict within the Empire. All we did was respond to a call for aid. We weren't involved politically. But once the rebellion was crushed, my family was held responsible for the aid we gave, and the Empire gained some sway over us as a result.
El
At the
cansancio,
time,
Darth.
the
Igual.
noble houses of the Alliance took a passive stance.
También la
No one
medicación
lent
nos
aid to
atonta
my
muchas
family.
veces.
As a result, some key officials within the family were killed, and people from the Empire were sent to replace them. Among those people were some mysterious mages. They were unsettling, in a word. Skin pale as death. One after another, they captured and imprisoned the children of our household.
Esto es lo que le hicieron a
They
Edelgard
began
también.
performing terrible rituals on the children. Though it's probably more accurate to call them experiments. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, till the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this. A shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most, perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass. It's not like what's been done to me can be undone. Professor. The only
Sí,
way I
porque
can
Edelgard también
conceive
tiene
of
dos.
would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crests. You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
Tengo que subir la afinidad con Ninja.
Right.
De hecho, no me acuerdo bien, pero esto creo que lo contaban en la de los ciervos, porque es de la casa de los ciervos. Pero en realidad empezaron a experimentar en Ordelia para luego experimentar con Edelgard, vamos, con la familia real. Vamos, una mierda. Vale, y ahora hago la cosa esta y ya. Así que no te preocupes que voy a hacerlo ya. Así que descansa mucho. Buenas noches. Y muchos mimis. A ver, ya debería subirles. Siempre se me olvida. Edelgard. Bonita, preciosa. A ver. Tú.
This could be.
I learned.
Visitea, ya está.
I've learned a lot. Let's see it.
That wasn't.
Estaba enseñando el vuelo a este. Madre mía. Y me queda uno. A Edelgard porque sí. Vale, pues farmearé otra vez.
Professor.
Vale. Pues nada. Vamos todos a dormir. A dormir.
We finished without issue.
There must be more to this.
I must always improve.